Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good. So, in today's video, we are going to start with a new chapter, that is life processes in living organisms. Now, we know that there are different life processes which occur in a living organism, right? For example, circulation, respiration, reproduction is one of the life process which happens, right? So in today's lecture we are going to focus more on that life process. So let us start. Reproduction, what do we understand by reproduction? It is basically an organism forms a new organism, right, of its own kind. So this, if we term specifically, formation of new organism of same species by earlier existing organism is called as reproduction. Now, reproduction is one of the very important characteristics of living organism, because without that life cannot be sustained, correct? Also, reproduction is responsible for causing evolution. This mainly we will learn when we look into sexual reproduction and how cell cycles play a very important role in the evolution process during reproduction, right? Now, there are two basic types of reproduction, two methods by which an organism can reproduce. Asexual reproduction. When we say asexual reproduction, it means the new organisms are formed without the involvement of any gametes. Now, what do we understand by gametes? Gametes are sex cells, male gamete or female gamete. There is no such cells involved in case of asexual reproduction. There is just a single cell and that reproduces another new cell. Followed? So, new organism will be exactly genetically similar to the parent organism, because there has no change been taken place in that particular organism. Followed? So, variations in genetic is not taking place in case of asexual reproduction. So, this will take place only through mitotic cell division. We will have a look into what exactly mitotic cell division is. So, there is no gametes involved and progeny is genetically similar to the parent. Followed? Whereas in case of sexual reproduction, it involves two gametes. One is male gamete and a female gamete. In case of humans, if we talk about, male gamete is an egg cell which is produced in the female's body, and in case of male it is sperm. Followed? So male gamete is sperm and female gamete is egg. So with the fusion of this, what forms is called as a zygote, and that zygote, it will multiply and form a whole new organism. This new organism will not be genetically exactly similar to the parent. For example, when you must not be looking exactly like your parents, you will be somewhat similar to your parents but not exact similar, because during the cell cycle there are certain genetic changes which are taking place, which we will see when we study the cell cycle. In case of sexual reproduction, both the cell cycles, both the cell divisions, that is meiotic and mitotic cell division, will occur. Followed? So I hope both the types of reproduction is clear to everyone. Moving on to the next, that is types which are there in asexual reproduction. Now, if the organism is unicellular, means it is comprising only of one cell, then asexual reproduction can take place by binary fission, by multiple fission, or budding. Okay, fission means breaking something and budding means forming a bird out of a particular cell. All the three we'll see in detail in the next few slides. And in case of the multicellular organisms, means if the organism is made up of more than one cell, then it can reproduce asexually by fragmentation, means forming fragments, regenerating a whole new body, budding, forming birds, Vegetative propagation, this also we'll look into detail how vegetative propagation takes place. And spore formation means through the cells which are called as spores. So this is about asexual reproduction in unicellular and multicellular. Now, how in unicellular organism binary fission take place? Correct? This is basically shown in the organism like amoeba, euglena and paramecium. You will see that one cell is divided into two cells. That is why it is called as binary fission. Means you are breaking a cell into two. That is why binary, and fission for breaking. Followed. So in this process, the parent cell divides to form two similar daughter cells. In case of amoeba, you can say that there are two amoebae which are formed at the end. This binary fission will occur by mitosis or amitosis. Means there may be a cell division which is taking place. Then prokaryotes, protists, and eukaryotic cell organelle. Organelle we are talking about means the organelles which are present inside the cell like mitochondria and chloroplast. They perform asexual reproduction by binary fission. This is very important, students. We are talking about two cell organelles which performs reproduction on its own, which are present in our body. One is present, mitochondria is present in our body, and chloroplast is present in plants. They are not organisms, they are organelle, means they are present inside the cell. Followed. This binary fission is usually performed by living organisms during favorable conditions, means when they have ample of food available, the temperature is proper, and they have availability of food material. So there is no there is no struggle which the organism has to do. In that case, an organism can easily perform binary fission. Followed. Now it may divide in any axis, in any plane. It can divide vertically, it can divide horizontally, and still it will lead to the formation of two cells which are exactly same. Here we have shown simple binary fission in case of amoeba, then longitudinal binary fission in case of euglena. You can see there are two flagella, right? A hair-like projection which you are seeing, that is a flagella which helps it to move. Then transverse binary fission, which is shown in case of paramecium. Transverse binary fission. Followed. So there are three binary fissions: simple, longitudinal, transverse. You can remember the examples. Moving on to the next, that is multiple fission. Now this is of type of asexual reproduction which will happen in case when the unfavorable situations are there. For example, in case of amoeba, when the unfavorable or adverse conditions are there, like for example there is no food available, so in that case amoeba forms a protective covering over it which is called as a cyst, and inside the cyst it keeps on dividing and forming new amoebae, right? And then at the end, when favorable conditions are achieved back again, the cyst will be broken. Cyst means a cover, okay? When the cyst is broken, many daughter amoebae will be released. That is why it is called as multiple fission, because the fission is taking place multiple times and there are many amoebae which are formed. Followed. So asexual reproduction by multiple fission is performed by amoeba and other similar protists. Amoeba stop movements whenever there is lack of food or any adverse condition. Adverse means which is something which is not normal, something very extreme. It becomes rounded and forms protective covering around plasma membrane. Such encysted amoeba is called as cyst. Many nuclei means the centermost part of the amoeba, okay, are formed by repeated nuclear division in cyst. Then cytoplasmic division takes place, means the jelly part of the cell which is called as cytoplasm, that will also be divided, and thus many amoebulae are formed. Cyst breaks open on arrival of favorable conditions. when it gets ample of food, and many amoebulae are released. Followed. So moving on to the next, that is budding, which is seen in yeast. Yeast, which is a unicellular fungi. Okay, this is eukaryotic. The previous two are prokaryotic, but yeast is eukaryotic. Okay, asexual reproduction by budding occurs in case of yeast, which is also called as Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is a unicellular fungi. Followed, now yeast cell produces two daughter nuclei by mitotic division so as to reproduce by budding. This yeast cell is called as a parent cell. The first cell which you see is a parent cell. Slowly it produces two nuclei, and ultimately it forms a bulge on the parent cell. This bulge will keep on constricting till a whole new yeast cell is formed. You can see the chain of yeast cells which is formed by the parent yeast cell. This is what is called as budding. One of the two daughter nuclei enters this bud. After sufficient growth, the bud separates from parent cell and starts to live independently as a daughter yeast cell. Followed. What is the scientific name of yeast? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is eukaryotic but unicellular. Done. Moving on to the next, that is fragmentation, which is again taking place in multicellular organism. Till now we are talking about single cells, unicellular. Now talking about multicellular. So fragmentation. In case of fragmentation, the body of an organism is divided into fragments, and these fragments will grow into a whole new organism. Followed. This type of reproduction occurs in case of algae like Spirogyra and sponges like Cycon. I hope you remember sponges. They belong to phylum Porifera. Very good. Now whenever there is plenty of water and nutrients available to Spirogyra, these filaments will grow up very fast and break up into small fragments. These fragments will live independently as a new Spirogyra. Followed. And in case of Cycon, if it accidentally breaks up into fragments, each fragment will live or develop as a new Cycon. Moving on to the next, that is regeneration. Again, this also takes place in multicellular organism. Now few animals can break up their body into two parts, and thereafter each part regenerates remaining part of the body. Okay, so this is basically you have one whole organism that is cut into two, and then both the halves can produce the remaining halves. Followed. Under these situations, an animal which is called as planaria, it will break up its body into two parts, and later each part will be regenerated by the remaining body, and new planaria is formed. For example, wall lizard also breaks up and discards some part of its tail in emergency. This discarded part is regenerated after a period. This is an example of limited regeneration, means only the tail is reproduced then, whereas here the whole new organism can be formed in case of planaria. Moving on to the next, that is budding in hydra. Very beautiful animal, hydra, right? Again multicellular. It also performs asexual reproduction and reproduces by budding. Now under favorable conditions, means ample of food, water, everything, at specific part of its body, an outgrowth, which is again like a bud, is formed by repetitive divisions of regenerative cells of body wall. You can see in the first picture itself a small bud is formed, then it is growing progressively. Okay, and finally it has formed a small hydra. In the third diagram you can see, with a lot of nutrients which are supplied. That is why I already mentioned that the conditions should be favorable, then only reproduction will take place. Okay, and not only in these organisms, in any of the organisms, till the nutritive support is provided to the body, reproduction will not take place. Then this budding hydra, which has grown completely, will separate from the parent hydra and start leading its independent life when it completely grows. Followed. Moving on to the next type of asexual reproduction, which takes place in multicellular organism, is vegetative propagation. Now in plants there are two types of parts: vegetative parts and reproductive parts. Followed. For example, flower, it is a reproductive part of plant, but here flower is not involved in the reproduction. Here the other parts like roots, stems, leaves, they are involved for the reproduction. That is why it is called as vegetative propagation. Propagation means to propagate something, to multiply something, to form new organisms. Followed. That is why the name vegetative propagation, because the reproduction is taking place with the help of vegetative parts of the plants. Now reproduction in plants with the help of vegetative parts like root, stem, leaf and bud is called as vegetative reproduction. Vegetative propagation in potatoes is performed with the help of eyes present on tuber. If you have seen potatoes carefully, you must have seen yellow eyes on the potatoes. If you put that potato in the soil, you will see new potatoes will grow out of that. Okay, the whole new plant will come out. Now it is not a flower, but still new part is formed. That is why it is vegetatively propagating. In bryophyllum, can you see the leaf here? Second diagram. With the help of birds present on leaf margin, new plants are formed. So when the bryophyllum leaves fall on the ground, it can also lead to the formation of whole new plants. Plants like sugarcane and grasses, vegetative propagation occurs with the help of buds present on nodes. Plant like carrot and radish perform vegetative propagation with the help of roots. Followed, you can see that ginger also is reproducing by the means of vegetative propagation. Moving on to the next, that is spore formation. Now this takes place in fungi. In case of fungi, again multicellular organism reproducing by the means of spores, right? You must have seen when you have kept the breads as it is for 1-2 days, you will see a black layer develops. When you touch it, you will see a very what can we say, a very black powder like thing you can feel on your hand, right? What is that? Those are nothing but spores. These spores are found, and sporangia, which is present on the spore, that bursts and releases spores. Correct? So this is fungus. On the fungus you have sporangium. Inside the sporangium you have spores. When this sporangium bursts, it will release the spores on the whole bread, and that is why you will see the fungus will spread if you keep it for longer. Spores germinate in moist and warm place, and new fungal colony is formed. That is why you will see it mostly forms in rainy season, because it is very moist. A lot of water vapor content is there in the air. Correct? It's quite humid. That is why. Example of spore formation in day-to-day life is growing of fungus on piece of wet bread or bhakri kept in humid place. See, now from the bread it gets water. Correct? Then in the air also water vapor is there, so it's quite moist and it's warm, so it will lead to the formation of fungus. I hope all these types of asexual reproduction is clear to you. In the next video, we will learn about sexual reproduction. Followed? Thank you, student. Thanks for watching the video.